be about a week after the last one, but life happens, so at least it's here now. So basically, if you didn't watch my last video, it was all about my journey from being a dancer to being diagnosed with anorexia to going to bikini to being me and being a healthier, happier, fantastic me. So this is super chilled. I'm sat here drinking my hot chocolate, and I've just written some questions here that I was asked at the bottom of my last video to hopefully help you guys out, because I get emails every single day from girls suffering with eating disorders or suffering with body confidence or body image, and I would not be able to have another job if I was to sit and reply to them all. So I want this to reach out to as many people as possible and hopefully answer all of your questions, okay? So, question number 1 was, I'm recovering from an eating disorder and I need to gain weight. How can I gain healthy fat? So this is something that I get asked all of the time, and it's something that, like, I'll be so honest, like something that I used to be well worried about. Like when I decided to recover, I was like, oh my god, but I'm just gonna be this big, like, fat, horrible, ugly mess. Like, why would I even want to gain weight? And I just trusted the process, and basically somebody said to me one day, like, where are your most important organs? And I was like, here. And they went, right, okay, you need to trust this process, because at the beginning you're gonna gain fat around the stomach, like more so than anywhere else in your body, because your body is gonna send any like fat round here to protect those organs so that you then can start to process and live again. After that, it will start to redistribute, like it doesn't stay here forever. So please trust me, if you're going through that stage now, just keep on going, okay? It will redistribute. Also, the term, how do I gain healthy weight? I mean, is there such thing as healthy weight? I mean, I guess you can eat like really bad foods and it's not gonna be very good for your insides, but really, when gaining weight, the only goal should be to gain weight. You're not going to gain weight and then look like a shredded fitness model. It's not going to happen. Like, that takes years. You need to, again, trust the process. So maybe take a year to just get that weight back up, go nice and steady so you don't like fuck with your head, and then once you're there, then you can focus on some different kind of body composition goals. But there is no such thing as gaining healthy fat, and you're not going to gain weight and be super shredded, and if you do, then you're still unhealthy. So yeah, just trust the process and keep on going. You're not going to gain healthy weight, you're just going to gain weight. Okay, how did you build up your calories? So, when I decided to recover, I'd never ever starved myself 100%. I was probably eating around 500 calories a day. And what I decided to do, so I didn't freak myself out, was to add 100 calories a week. And obviously at first it still didn't do anything. I was still like really underweight because I was still eating not enough for my body, but it was a starting point, and it was a stepping stone to recovery. So each week I would add 100 calories. When I got to 1500 calories and I started to kind of like get my head back to normal, I just thought, there is got to be one time in my life that I need to gain weight. Why don't I just have fun with it? So basically when I was, I'll go into this for another question, I'll just answer this question. So what I did was got to the 1500 calories, and then I just was like, suck it, I'm just gonna eat, okay? So I would have something like healthy for a little breakfast. If you followed me back then, you'll know it was literally just oats with every kind of topping. I was like, this is my chai, berry, banana, chocolate, cacao oats. That was me. So breakfast, I would probably hit around 800 calories for breakfast. Next I would have like a healthier lunch, so I'd have like fishes, eggs, like veggies, nuts, seeds, oils, like loads of healthy fats. And then for dinner as well, it'd be like whole foods. And then the fun came, because for dessert I would have like whatever the hell I wanted, and I would have like a big bowl of the sweetness, a big bowl of donuts, cookies, ice cream, chocolate, anything to just get those calories up, okay? And that, because I knew that I'd eaten really well throughout the day, it kept me mentally sane. So that is honestly how I built up my calories, and I followed that process until I got to a healthy weight, and then I started to follow a bit more of a structure, but I'll go into that in a second. So this follows on nicely, and it was, did you follow a meal plan for recovery? Did you have fair food? So I basically just said what I did for my recovery. I didn't have a meal plan, no. I did it all myself. And then when it came to fair food, so yeah, when I was diagnosed with anorexia, I was diagnosed with orthorexia as well, which is the obsession with eating clean. I would only eat single ingredient foods. I would only eat organic food. Like now I look back and I was like, I was crazy. And I wouldn't let anybody else have any thing to do with my food. Like I wouldn't even let my mum put a sweet potato in the oven. And that's how obsessed and consumed with food that I was. So when it came to gaining weight, because I followed so much on social media, like don't eat carbs because carbs make you fat, don't eat fats because fats make you get fat, don't eat protein because you'll get liver disease. I was literally in this place where I was scared of everything. The thing that I stayed most comfortable with was protein. So at first, a huge thing of mine was attacking my fair foods. I have fair foods, and it was a two. I wrote it all down. I can actually put the picture up on here. And there was two sides of foods that I was scared of, or that I literally, if somebody put it in front of me, I would cry. So I had to find a way to get over that, and what I did was write it down. And in my little world, if I had ticked that off 3 times, that meant that I was no longer scared of that food and I conquered it. So at first I went with just 1 food a week, and then I was like, fuck it, it's too easy. And then I was trying 1 a day, and predominantly this list was carbohydrates. So most of those things I probably would never have even eaten on a regular basis anyway, but I didn't want to feel uncomfortable with it, so I just went with it anyway. So there was a big list of carbohydrates, there was a big list of fats, and I just went at those every single day until I felt comfortable with it. As long as I just got into this mindset, as long as I have everything in moderation, then it's totally cool. And then while I'm in this process, I might as well attack those foods that I feel really uncomfortable with, and get over the orthorexia as well as the anorexia, because then I'm not just gaining weight, I'm getting my mental state back as well. Were you allowed to exercise throughout recovery? Answer is no. When I first had to stop going to college, I would secretly go out for walks, and then when I got caught and when I decided that I actually wanted to recover, exercise was completely stopped. I did absolutely nothing. My exercise was walking from the couch to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the couch, and that was to have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, food. And yeah, it scared me at the time, but now I thank the Lord for it, because looking back, I probably would have dropped dead if I carried on exercising. It is the worst thing you could do, and you need to think of your recovery from anorexia as you're not just getting to a healthy weight. There's obviously something in there in your mind, in your mental state, that isn't quite right, and whether that's you're holding on to something that's happened in the past, or something is still going on in your life that you can't control, and this is the thing that you can control. You need to find another way to deal with that. So you need to make sure that you're getting a better mental state as well as a physical state, and the only way you're going to do that is by challenging yourself. So not exercising for a month and seeing how you feel. Did you turn into an obese elephant, or did you just stay the same, or did you just gain gradually? And it's a big learning curve. So yeah, I wasn't allowed to exercise. I think I might have done a little bit of yoga with my mum, and then when I hit a healthy weight, I started with a personal trainer, and he built me up from there. Did you lose your period? And did you have to stop exercising to regain your period? Okay, so yeah, I lost my period. And basically I read something and it said if for the amount of time that you damage your body, it's got to take double that to get your body back to normal. I lost my period. When I got back to a healthy weight, I started training again, but I was training in the right way. I got a personal trainer, and it was probably one of the best investments that my father had ever done, because he taught me how to get the body that I wanted. He taught me how to weight train, he taught me how to eat, and with him I was eating a hell of a lot, and I was exercising 2 times a week. And then as soon as I started to stop stressing about food, I started to stop stressing about myself, that's when my period came back. Stress is the killer, okay? You need to make sure that stress levels are down, and then your period will flow back. How did you deal with accepting your body when you were normalizing to a healthy weight? So I think when I, halfway through my recovery, that's when I started to look into a lot of self-help stuff, and my personal trainer did a lot of that kind of stuff with me as well, in terms of accepting myself. But I guess I just started to realise that my aim from the start was never to become anorexic, it was never to get ill, and it was never to have this mental disorder. My aim was to have the best body in my dance class, and because of the way that your body and your brain works, with the lack of fats and the lack of nutrients, that's what sent my head in another direction. And my aim, what happened to me, wasn't something that I wanted to happen. I didn't want to be stick thin, all bones. That was not what I intended to do. So when I was at the lowest of the low point, and I was wearing say age 11 clothes, and I couldn't do anything, I was freezing, I just thought, is this a life? Do I really want to feel like this for the rest of my life? Well, for as long as I might actually live. And the answer was no. And then when I started to gain weight, and I was then fitting back into a size 6 and then a size 8, and my bum started to look and feel amazing, I just started to freaking love myself. And I just learned a lot along the way. A lot of people now will, clients or people who I meet, will say, you are very wise, where did you get that wisdom from? And I think a lot of it came from little lessons that I learned along the way through my recovery. So I just started to understand my body wasn't me. My body, my confidence, my wisdom, my passion, basically my, what do we call it? My personality is more so me than what I look like. You can change your body, but you're not really gonna change who you are. And that's something that I learned. And then I started to think I'm never gonna be this girl next to me. I'm never gonna be this girl in dance class. I'm always gonna be me, so I might as well just accept that. And I think that's how I started to accept myself. And I did this post once, and I always read back at it, you should know that every time I post, it's probably because I woke up one morning and I might have felt shit. And so I do this post, and this post is going out to how many thousand people, but the reason for that post is to remind myself. And there was this one post, and it's basically said how if you sit and you look at something for so long, so say a wall, you'll start to notice the cracks. But before, you've looked at that same wall and you've noticed nothing. And that's how you see your body. So if you look at yourself every single day, you're going to notice the things that aren't quite right to you. Yet somebody else who sees you will think that you are freaking perfect, and you just can't see it. But that's because you look at yourself every single day. And that's one huge thing that I learned. So yeah, that is kind of how I accepted myself. But there were so many things that I did along my way, which brought me to where I am now. So that was a very kind of like serious me just kind of reading and answering from a paper and rambling video, but I hope to God that it's really helped you guys, and I hope that I've answered the questions that I get asked every single day, and hope that you can really like relate to me and what I've been through in my journey. And if you are at the start of your recovery, or you're struggling with some kind of like mental issues towards your food or your exercise, then I hope to God that you can read this and you can like trust me and then trust the process to make sure that you get back to healthy self. Like honestly, it's like recovering was the best thing that I've ever done in my whole entire life, and going through that process just makes me think like if I can recover from that, then I can do anything, and you can too. So if you're going through this, then I hope and pray with all my heart that you recover from it. I hope that watching this video has helped you too. So yeah, that is the follow-on from my first video. I hope it helped you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry if this video doesn't relate to you at all, but I just have had a lot of requests. I will be back at you with some workout videos, and when it gets sunny outside it'll be so much easier for me to be more consistent with my videos. But yeah, have a fantastic day everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.